JetStar is based in Australia, and it's the low-cost carrier owned by Qantas. A quick search online will bring up plenty of nightmare reviews, so we had no choice but to fly them to see if the rumours are true. Singapore is not the cheapest place on earth, so I'm spending the night in Chinatown before catching the reliable and efficient MRT to the airport. So because I was staying in Chinatown, I'd take the blue line, and I'm changing Expo for the green line over to Changi Airport. Oh my. If you see the next one's leaving in a minute, don't bother, you won't make it. From here, the green line runs every 5 minutes towards the airport, so you don't need to panic about missing a flight. Changi Singapore Airport has terminals 1, 2 and 3, with 4 being the last one where we're heading. It was sort of an addition, so you'll need to catch a bus in order to reach it. Terminal 4 is home to one of our favourite airlines, Cathay Pacific, as well as several other airlines. Even though Changi Terminal 4 is technically the budget terminal, it doesn't mean to say it doesn't have that Changi charm. Now it's off to check-in, which happens to be at number 7. Besides a visa check, this is pretty cool, because you sort of get to check in the bag yourself, and it's very efficient and easy to use. If you do get stuck, an attendant is nearby. So I wouldn't say that was exactly straightforward, but it's quite a fun process. I quite like seeing the bag go off by itself. I'll tell you what, that was such an easy experience. That probably took about 2 minutes in total from the moment I scanned my passport and boarding card to being through the shop. Terminal 4 is pretty awesome. Besides being brand new, it has plenty of comfortable seats, fun sculptures and even living and breathing trees. It might be a little bit sad, but even the carpet is pretty satisfying. The best part? Well, there's 2, but they even have a 20-metre high slide, and it's not just for kids. And of course I had to go, why wouldn't I? So I've just gone down the slide, and if you can't tell from my face, that was a lot of fun. That 7-year-old kid you saw go down the slide is clearly more brave than me, because opposite is a 25-metre high climbing frame. Changi Airport is all about going big or don't bother, which is why they also have the Jewel, which boasts the largest indoor waterfall at any airport. So on the far end of the airport is a wall, shock horror, but it serves a purpose at cleverly displaying a fake section of wall that hosts a performance every 5 minutes. So I was upstairs very briefly to just get some food in the lounge, which is not included in the price of the flight, but available via Priority Pass. Otherwise known as Blossom, prices start at somewhat reasonable 55 Singapore dollars, with a maximum stay of 10 hours. So there are lots of private pods which are really good if you need your privacy or you're working or you just want to be alone for a bit. But I'm going to sit right here on the edge so I can watch the show again. The lounge has a variety of items, including their specialty, the laksa soup, and this jelly drink, a little bit like iced tea. Not bad actually. That's probably one of the best third-party lounges I've been to. There's so much privacy, so much seating, nice Asian food options. What more could you want? So just while I'm walking through this absolutely beautiful little garden that lives in the middle of Changi Terminal 4, I've heard a few rumours about JetStar that they're not good, or they're going to cancel the plane or swap them out or something like that. Scoot was fine. I mean, I didn't try the long haul product, I tried the short haul product, so I'm hoping to have a good experience. Obviously it can just be situational, obviously some people get cancelled, some people don't. We shall see. Let's have a look at today's journey. Departing Singapore at 12:55, the journey will barely be in the sky for long, taking an hour and 10 minutes in total, covering a distance of 192 miles. There is a lot of competition on this route, with 7 different airlines and over 30 flights a day in each direction. with Singapore Airlines and Ethiopian being the only operators of wide-body planes. This is not exactly the biggest airport terminal in the world, but it is very long. Well, that was a short walk. Here's JetStar's Airbus A320. They have 53 in the fleet, which makes up 5/8 of their entire fleet, alongside the Airbus A321 and the Boeing 787. Now I thought if I arrive early, I'll be able to board early, but that's not the case. It appears that they have a slightly different system. I don't know whether it speeds things up. It's probably a bit annoying from a passenger point of view, but they seem to board, you know, people with children, anyone with a disability, and then for some reason rows 1, 12 and 13 only. Eventually I cleared the gate, but I'm still not exactly sure how it works. If you do, let us know in the comments below. It seems I like odd numbers, and I've gone for row 7, seat A for Alpha. JetStar's Economy has a pitch of 29 inches and a width of 18, which is just below the average for pitch, but reasonable for width. Unfortunately, the sun was absolutely blazing, and the person in front had for some reason reclined their seat before taking off. Otherwise, I would have told you so on camera. Despite being a low-cost carrier, passengers still get complimentary seatback tray tables and armrests, which go all the way up, which is a big tick in my book. If you do decide to recline your seat, there's a very modest few inches. When it comes to sleeping, every inch counts. As for the view, row 7 gets a window and a half. It's not exactly aligned with the seat, so for those who love to watch a good takeoff, they may get some neck pain.
Can feel my feet on solid ground. Can't lose you, babe. What have I done? What have I done? Need you around, need you around. I did you wrong, I did you wrong.
So far, so good. Push back on time. Maybe this is just a one-off, or perhaps others just got unlucky. Either way, I wonder what snacks they have on board. Even though I thoroughly enjoyed the Laksa soup in the lounge, I was a little bit peckish, so I dived into the seatback pocket with this very colourful and eye-catching food brochure. The meals look pretty good, but then again, like a ready meal from a supermarket, nothing ever looks like the packaging. And at 13 Singapore dollars, it's a little bit on the pricey side. Then again, all airlines have a captive audience, and it's not like you can exactly pop out to a 7-Eleven at 30,000 feet. As JetStar is a low-cost carrier, there's no onboard Wi-Fi, so besides listening to my music, I was excited to have remembered I'd pre-ordered a snack, which is included with the checked bag. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I was hoping for something warm. A snack is a snack, but a metal can of water and a muffin was a tiny bit underwhelming. That wasn't until they bribed me at the last minute with the sudden appearance of a very tasty ice cream. Not exactly a hearty meal, but there won't be an issue because I've booked the JW Marriott for a very reasonable price right in the heart of Bukit Bintang, and Malaysia is an amazing city for food. On another note, if you ever fly into Kuala Lumpur, you may be surprised to know that it's not near the city. In fact, it takes 50 minutes by taxi and is a whopping 34 miles away. Besides the very sugar-based snacks, that seemed to be a pretty successful flight. Perhaps I should take the reviews on Trustpilot with a pinch of salt. Anyway, let's hop into the terminal for today's conclusion. So as I'm walking through what is a really quite incredible mall, if you're coming to Clear, which is Kuala Lumpur International Airport Terminal 2, there are so many shops here, it's like a full shopping mall. As for JetStar, I don't understand the boarding process. Maybe someone can fill me in on the logic of it, because it goes like 1, 12, 13 and then 1 to 5. It's a bit strange. As for the service, it was a very quick flight, cabin crew really nice. The pitch of the seat is not amazing. It's slightly below average at 29 inches, but to be fair, because they removed the seat back pocket, it doesn't really matter because you get the extra space. But otherwise, had a very pleasant journey, comfortable seat, nice leather. I would fly them again, not sure about long haul. Anyway, thank you for watching, see you in the next video.